It is Saturday, June 29th, 2024, and before I start this video, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, please click the like button. Following up on the video I did last week of 5 sweet snacks that live up to the hype and 5 that are overhyped, today I'm going to do the savory end of it. So we're getting 5 savory snacks that live up to the hype and 5 that are overhyped. And we're starting in California Adventure at Corn Dog Castle. And here you can get their original corn dog. And this is the only place in either park you can get the hot link corn dog and the cheddar cheese stick. Now, a few things that have bothered me over the years about this is that, one, the corn dogs have definitely gotten smaller. If you go into Disneyland, you can go to Little Red Wagon or Stage Door Cafe, and honestly, the Stage Door Cafe one seems even smaller than the ones you get at Castle or the Little Red Wagon. The second thing that has bothered me through the years is that pre-COVID, you used to be able to get the corn dogs a la carte, and therefore you weren't paying about $2.50 for a 30-cent bag of chips or a single cutie. However, apparently enough people figured this out that Disney was getting stuck with a bunch of bags of Lay's chips that they didn't want, so they have now stopped the a la carte option. By the way, it was never on the menu. You just needed to know that you could order it a la carte. However, food-wise, it's some of the best items in the park. I love their corn dogs. I think they're great. I even really like the cheddar cheese stick. I think it's actually sometimes better than the corn dogs. All right, and we've crossed over into Disneyland, and our next stop is at Maurice's Treats, which is adjacent to the Royal Theater. And here we are talking about the cheesy garlic pretzel bread. Surprisingly really good. Recommend getting it with the marinara dipping sauce. Definitely one of the best things to get in the park, and very savory indeed. For my third choice, we are at Tropical Hideaway, right at the entrance of Adventureland, and here we're talking about the bao buns. Outside of the Dole Whip, this is the only thing, in my opinion, worth getting at Tropical Hideaway. They're really good. My only complaint is sometimes the filling ratio is a little bit off. They could use a little bit more filling and a little bit less of the bao itself, but really good. A short walk from Tropical Hideaway is Bengal Barbecue, and that is number 4 on my list. Specifically getting the meat skewers here. They are absolutely delicious. Some people would argue they're probably a little overpriced, but I think everything in the park is a bit overpriced, so it's all kind of relative. For me, I really like getting the skewers here, and usually the smell is enough to attract people to come on in and try one. For my 5th choice for savory snack, we are in Galaxy's Edge at Ronto Roasters, and I'm talking about the Ronto wraps, which are really excellent. Every single time, it doesn't matter, you can get the breakfast one or the lunch/dinner one. They are both really great. And I have one honorable mention, and it is a blast from the past, specifically 1998, when Disney and McDonald's entered into a partnership. And what became of it as far as savory snacks go was the Conestoga Wagon. Some people know it as Westward Ho, and some know it as the McDonald's Fry Wagon, which was situated adjacent to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in Frontierland. And these fries, they were the best fries you could get from McDonald's, period, end of story. They were never soggy, they were never overcooked, probably because they never really had any time to overcook them or get soggy because they were constantly running out of them. I can remember the line for this wagon running forever. Unfortunately, when Disney ended their partnership with McDonald's in 2007, the Conestoga wagon went away, and even though Disney now has a partnership again with McDonald's, the wagon has not reappeared, which I'm really upset about. But for those of you who had the opportunity, I'm sure you loved the fries at Conestoga wagon. Now I'm going to move on to my overhyped list, and we're going to start out with the popcorn at Disneyland. Some people may disagree with me, but as far as I'm concerned, the popcorn is a huge hit and miss. If you get nice, fresh, and hot, it's pretty good. If it's not, it's basically duck food. The next is the Mixie pretzels, whether they're cream cheese stuffed, regular cream cheese jalapeno. I don't care which way you do it. First of all, I don't really think they're real pretzels. The closest thing that they have to a real pretzel in either park is at Pem's Texting Kitchen. That huge pretzel there, at least that resembles a real pretzel. These do not. I've never been impressed with them. Outside of one Valentine's Day, they had a sour cherry cream cheese stuffed pretzel, which was a good sweet and savory balance. Outside of that, everything is pretty disgusting. The next thing from the Troubadour is the stuffed baked potatoes. I've had like 3 or 4 different versions there. Even did a video on 2 of them recently, and none of them stand out at all. They're actually, at best, mid, and worse, they're god-awful. Next, we've got the pickles. I don't get it. I've had them. They're pickles. I've had better pickles at restaurants. I've had better pickles, especially at Jewish delis. I don't get it other than the price tag being very reasonable for the size of pickle you get. I don't get what the hype is on this. And my 5th choice is the stuffed sourdough bowls at both Royal Veranda and Bowden's. The problem here is you get very little soup or mac and cheese or whatever they're putting in it, and you get stuck with a lot of carbs. And for what they're charging, it is just a huge ripoff and not a very good option if you're in the parks. Finally, as my dishonorable mention, I'm going to mention the Figaro fries. These were originally introduced in Disney World at Pinocchio Village House. They discontinued it, and then they tried to bring it back at Plaza Inn in 2016, renaming it the Plaza Loaded Fries, and again, they vanished in 2012. So this is a rarity for Disney, something they tried twice and it failed both times. And at this point, I'm going to wrap up this review. If you listened this long, I thank you. And at this point, as my father told me when I was 18 years old, get out.